Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash of Clans. Today I have two very special guests who are near and dear to my heart. I've asked them to both join me to talk some Clash of Clans. We're going to talk rapid fire questions, so without further ado, let's go ahead and bring them in, guys. Alright guys, so we are here together, the trio. I am here with Clash Tutor aka Toots and Powerbang aka PB. What's up, guys?
What is cracking?
Not much. I had this crazy idea, thinking of a good way to do an update video or just like a kind of state of Clash of Clans video, and I had this crazy idea to get all three of us on the line and do kind of like a PTI sports, a fast-moving, fast-flowing conversation where I just throw out topics that I've written down, and you guys just give your take on them, and I'll do the same. Sound good?
I love it. Sounds good. That's pardon the interruption for those that aren't familiar with PTI.
Sorry. I guess there's not a huge crossover between sports and nerd video games, but maybe.
I have a feeling that could be an issue, but you never know.
The listeners are smart. I'm sure they'll catch on to the format. So here we go. Number one, we're getting right into it here. Heather, engineered bases. Should Supercell do something about them, and why?
Definitely. It needs to be fixed. It's too much complaints going on. The matchups are unfair. Needs to be fixed.
All right, PB?
All right. I don't necessarily think that they need to do something about the ability to engineer bases. I believe that that's the kind of the freedom of speech, so to speak. I think people should be able to develop the base as they choose. However, the matchmaking algorithm is broken. Being matched up against clans that significantly overpower you on offense isn't fair, and you're hearing a lot of pushback from the community about it, and I don't blame them. How I would fix that is by increasing the weight in war for the spell factory, laboratory, and other offensive buildings, and make it so that those overpowered offensive clans that are choosing to not upgrade defenses would basically be facing tougher competition and losing, and prompting them to actually upgrade those defenses.
I agree 100% with both of you guys. I think that it needs to be addressed. Too many people are complaining about it, and although it's a very small minority of clans who are actually doing it, it still is a wicked bummer if you match up against an engineered clan and you know you have absolutely no shot. That's not fun for anybody, and I don't see how it's fun for the clans who are engineered as well. I agree, PB, that people deserve the right to upgrade their base in any way they want, but there shouldn't be that huge exploit in the game, and that's up to the Clash team to fix. Next topic. Update. What is the biggest need in the game that absolutely should be addressed in this coming update? PB, let's start with you.
Oh, man. Honestly, I feel like the ability to arrange wars was the biggest need in the game. That kind of in a tie with wrapping up the modding bans and making sure that a wave of those goes out. To fix the iMod exploits that are going on. I feel like with the next update that could go away on its own, and they've already kind of announced that they are going to be bringing friendly wars or clan challenges or whatever they're going to call it to the game. So I think that they're on the right track as far as putting out a feature that a lot of people have asked for a long time.
Heather?
I'm in agreement with that. It's got to be the arranged wars, but since we already know we're getting that, I think it's getting the fixes to arranged wars and the friendly challenges to make those more usable. Like, fix the 24-hour cooldown on the bases, whatever they need to do with that. Being able to attack with whatever army you want at no cost, no gain, to be able to, be using these features a lot easier. And then also having heroes available on defense and offense for these.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. I mean, they said they would make heroes available on defense and offense if they added a new feature into the game. That was like 8 months ago, so they should follow through and stick to their word and do that, because that will help out the people who aren't throwing tons of money down on the game consistently like they do every single war right now. So I think that's important. If I had to pick one thing to add to the game, it would be a waterfall. I want to bring back the waterfall. No, joking. But no, I think I would do, obviously this arranged war feature is awesome, but I just think there needs to be a new feature that actually works and makes sense and is polished at the time that it's delivered to us in the game. So hopefully the clan challenge will be that feature, but I think there needs to be something new with that same flavor that Clan Wars brought to the game when it was first introduced. The next one I'll go first on because it's a real easy one. Level 12 walls, yay or nay? I say yay 100%. I'm unpopular here, but I want level 12 walls. And of course, it benefits me because I'm maxed out and I want something to do. So it shouldn't affect people who are lower level. I don't see why some people complain about it. I guess the idea of having more walls to upgrade in the future is kind of daunting to some people, but hey, there are people who are totally maxed and want something to do as well. So that's my answer. What say you, Heather?
Oh, I don't want it. I'm just like,
Boo.
more upgrade, not a jammer. So
You're pandering.
I'll never max out this game if they bring on more walls and more levels to the walls. I hate doing walls.
Well, what's it to you though? If they add walls, I mean, it's not going to affect you, right?
Yeah, then I have to attack them.
Well, you're attacking max Town Hall 11s?
Yes.
All right, whatevs.
I'm amazing
PB?
like that.
I'm in agreement with Heather on this one.
Oh,
I don't
you
think
guys.
that there's a need for level 12 walls right now. I feel like I play the game an awful lot, and I spend an awful lot of money on it, and I don't have a single level 11 wall to date. And I've got over 2 years logged into the game. Adding another level, I feel like that's just it's daunting for somebody that hasn't doesn't have a maxed out base. Which people that fairly got there are not a ton of them. But I mean, I just don't see a need for level 12 walls. I feel like that's too easy of a, here, let's add something to the game, and I feel like it could impact, things quite a bit. And who wants to pay, what would they charge for it? 10 million?
No,
1 billion?
Charge 5 million. I think 5 is a reasonable price.
All right, fair enough.
Level 12 walls, but give them, just a 1 HP boost. So you can get them as a different
Sure.
color.
I'll take it.
And 5 million on them.
Or the
Now,
electrical
customization,
walls.
I'm all for. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to make your own cool little, pink walls, I'm all about it.
How do you know, man? I have early sketches. And you know what? You said you spent a lot of money on this game, but I don't know. Clash Tutor and I have released our tax returns, and I noticed that you haven't. So I don't know, man.
Oh my
I think
God.
that you should do what we've done. Every guest has done up until this point and release them. But I'll digress. Moving on. Unfair
Hey, don't move on
ban.
yet. I already emailed you the answer to that freaking question, and I don't know what you've done with it, but I can't seem to find it anywhere on the server. So,
but let's not talk about that. My emails, I've been very transparent about those, and I'm done with talking about that publicly. Thank you, PB. So unfair banned movement. If you were Supercell, would you give these people who have been banned for life a second chance or a third chance or whatever it may be? Heather?
Yeah, you can, start a new account. Here's your second chance. Make good on this one. It's like, no, it's like they set down the law, they gave the warning, and it's done. And then it just looks like if they backpedal on this, what else are they going to backpedal on again? It's nice to be able to know that people are getting banned and we're playing fairly now.
PB?
you absolutely can't backpedal at this point. What's done is done. Making a decision that's counter, to what they've already done would be spineless, basically. If those people didn't want to get banned, they shouldn't have cheated. That's completely on them. That's like, I don't even want to throw an analogy out there. It's like, you did wrong. Like, own up to it and be accountable. Now, what I will say is that I wish that Supercell was more transparent about what the policy was going to be. And, everybody kind of assumed that 2 weeks was kind of the, first strike, I guess. That wasn't necessarily the case. And again, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I play fairly. So, but at the same time, it would be cool if there was some sort of consistency across the punishments. But if it's permanently banned when you cheat, that's fine with me. Let's just make sure that it's stated clearly.
Yeah, I mean, the in-game message that they delivered did say including permanent bans. So, it was
the terms of service clearly covers it. I mean, it says right when you install the game.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the message, the mail that they sent out to everybody on the original Fair Play in-game message that everybody got, whether or not you went to the forums or looked for it. It said there will be strict penalties up to and including permanent bans. So, I mean, it was right there in every single account, translated in every one of the 28 languages or whatever that this game is available in. So, I kind of agree with you guys, but I do diverge a little bit. I would like to see a second chance for Ming Sing Ling. So, I just want to throw that out there. I think that he had some very, very valid points. So, I think that exceptions can be made. So I'll include that video in the description too. And you guys can judge. Don't hate me. I'm the messenger, but you guys can watch him and judge for yourself whether or not his excuses are legitimate. To me, it sounds like he's a really nice guy who just made a mistake. But anyway, moving on. Balancing. Okay, true or false, PB? Bowlers need a nerf.
Oh man, that's a loaded question. The nerfs, like everybody reacts, like nerfs and buffs. First of all, I'll just
Don't ride
clarify
the
the
fence.
definition
Don't
of
ride
those
the
terms.
fence.
I'm not riding the fence. I'm just clarifying here. And when you say you're going to nerf a troop, that does not mean you're going to nerf it to the ground, make it unusable, reduce its stats by half, or anything like that.
Which is
all that means is that you're going to slightly adjust that troop in some capacity to make it a little less strong than it currently is. So I feel that bowlers could use a little bit of a tuning, more to, you know, I want to, like, my ultimate goal is to see balance, and not only balance in your success rates, but also in troop compositions. I don't want to know that I'm going to attack a Town Hall 10 base and cook one of two armies, of which are going to be bowlers or miners. So with the bowlers, I feel like they need a slight nerf, but nothing major. I feel like they're not necessarily overpowered, and it's really difficult to do something about, you know, higher level troops being donated like 2 Town Hall levels lower, for example, using bowlers in a Town Hall 9 clan castle. I don't know that you can balance a game around a Town Hall that's really, really outdated.
Okay, Heather, do you think that bowlers need a nerf? Yes or no?
Oh, I think it's a tough question there. I think the problem is we come out with these new troops, and the meta for the defense never catches up to it. Mm-hmm. And people are just like, this is OP, it's wrecking our bases. And it's like, well, what are you doing to defend against it? So I think it's hard to keep on saying, well, let's keep nerfing this and just leave our bases the same. Why isn't there more focus on how you're defending against these kind of attacks?
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of your statements. I think that I guess if I had to choose one or the other, I think I would say no. I would not like to see them nerf because, you know, like Heather mentioned, you are starting to see defense catch up a little bit, and I don't think it's necessarily, especially with the buff to cannons, I don't think it's, you know, an easy 3-star anymore, and I really like doing the hybrid boner attacks at Town Hall 10 and 11, so I think those do require some planning, and of course it's not ideal in a perfect case scenario, but I kind of like those attacks, and I like planning for them, so I don't have a problem with them. And, you know, your average player are probably just unlocking these troops, and I don't think they necessarily think they're overpowered as well. So that's my take. Miners, PB?
With the miners, I definitely think that the miners are far stronger as a troop than the bowlers are. I believe the miners could be nerfed, and not necessarily the damage or the health or the speed or anything like that. I know that they identified the miners as being a little bit too strong, and they actually slowed them down, which made them stronger, which was a mistake. But how you tweak the miners is you make it so when they go underground, the defenses de-target and lock onto things that are, you know, behind the miners. Because right now, they're effective. They're effective at everything. They can tank, they can do damage, they can distract. They're really, really, really strong. And what I think is the problem with miners, for me, every single army composition against Town Hall 10s, which is, you know, where I play, it's miners. Like, regardless of what it is, I can 3-star almost any base or have a really good shot to do so with miners, regardless of the design. The base meta has caught up, at least the bases that we're playing against, and bowlers. It's a lot more difficult to take a mass bowler attack to a base, whereas the miners, you can pretty much cook the same army every time and have a really good shot to 3-star.
Heather?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. And it seems like, at least with bowlers, it's going to take help from supportive troops. You're going to have the healers there, something else to go with the bowlers. I'm not just using bowlers by themselves. Miners, you could pretty much go in and wipe just about any base doing a mass miner.
Yeah, you're starting to see way less of the mass bowlers with a few healers added to it, and way more, like you said, a little bit more hybrid attacks. But you are seeing here and there some totally 100% 48 miners plus the clan castle. So I guess I agree with you guys. I do think that if they do nerf the miners though, or the bowlers, whatever they do, if they do bring any kind of nerfs, I think they need to, you know, even the scale, so to speak, and add some buffs to witches, hello, and something else defensive targeting, like, you know, hogs or giants or balloons as well. That way, you know, evens things out and doesn't make it that much more difficult to 3-star at Town Hall 10 and 11. Guys, clan challenges. What element of clan challenges do you think that Supercell has to nail? Let's start with Heather this time.
Oh, wow.
Or what's one part of the feature? Go ahead.
I think the thing that would be nice for them to nail is to be able to have a fair matchup without us having to do a lot of outside work for it. I don't think it's going to be there. That's probably my number one thing that I'd love to have.
PB?
So along those same lines, there's two things that I would say. One of those is, having the ability to have a fair matchup with that outside work would be great. But more than that, those that do a lot of outside work already, my clan being a great example, we want some sort of verification system when we issue a challenge to another clan. It would be great to see the lineup side by side, so that we know the players that they have actually put into the war, so to speak, are the players that we weighed out and we had an even matchup with. I could see in clans that are trying to arrange for the first time, people trying to pull a fast one and subbing in Town Hall 11s for Town Hall 8s. And if the names aren't there, the Town Hall levels aren't there to look at before you click the confirm button, you're going to have a lot of salty people and a lot of unnecessary drama. So I wish they'd have something to verify the rosters before you confirm the matchup. And then additionally, as far as gameplay goes, you'd like to keep the offense and defense as close as you can to the way it is right now, as far as like how people customize their clan castles for offense and defense. It makes a huge difference. And I'm concerned that there may only be one clan castle for offense and defense, and that's going to tweak the way things are done quite a bit and make it a little bit less effective, especially on offense or defense, depending on which way you choose to stack your base.
Yeah, I agree with all those points by both of you guys. I think that definitely, like you said, some way to manage your own weight inside the game, whether it be on an individual basis or on the whole challenge. If you just give, your roster an overall weight, that'd be really beneficial. I just think that, they've spent a long time developing this new feature, and I really want them to have it as close to finished as possible. Of course, when they introduce any new big feature, it's somewhat, it's not in its full potential, kind of like Clan Wars when they brought that into the game. But, they've had a lot of time. They have Clan Wars. They've seen it for over 2 years now. They've seen what works, what doesn't work. I'd really like a nice polished feature. That way you can play this new feature or use this new feature as casually or as competitively as whatever suits your play style. I hope that they cater towards the more competitive players with this feature, as well as having elements that make it simple for the casual person as well. So it's kind of a balancing act a little bit, but I hope they nail it here. I really do.
I hope so too. That's another thing you mentioned too, is just like how Clan Wars has been out for so long. It's going to be a constant evolution with any feature that comes out, but I mean, we just got to hope that it works properly.
The Clan Castle thing is a big one, right? Because
I think it is.
What a huge issue. Everybody's going to be running golems, I guess. I don't know.
That's kind of what you're going to be forced to do. And if you run golems on defense because it makes sense, now you've got to work into your army on offense a golem, which for me may not necessarily be the case if I'm rocking like a Queen Charge Miner attack. Now I'll be forced to use the Go Boner attack. You know what I mean?
Heather, are you a big Go Boner fan or?
No.
No,
Not at all.
Good to know.
So I saw, in my war today against Emphatic Elite, we actually had, maybe it was last war, we had a guy using a giant boner attack, which was pretty cool. He had actually giants loaded up in his clan castle. And he dropped the level 8 giants out of the clan castle, had golems, and he had 10 bowlers to go with his miners. So it was pretty cool to see that giant boner.
Is that going to be an upcoming video, the giant boner?
Maybe.
Nice.
My gosh.
Nice. Well, speaking of giant boners, are you guys familiar with the game MFK?
Yes.
All right, cool. Let's start with Heather.
Yes. Okay.
All right, you ready? Pick one to marry or mate with or kill out of the three. You have a hog rider, a giant, and a bowler.
What? Really?
Well, I mean, yeah, really.
Those are some big dudes, Heather.
This is one of the most important questions of our little segment here.
Yeah,
the viewers want to know.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? Think
quickly,
about it.
Quickly.
Does the hog come with the hog rider?
Oh, that's a good question. If you're into that kind of thing, I guess, but he could leave the room, I think, too.
Okay.
Does that change anything for you?
No, not at all. Okay.
You know what? Why don't you think long and hard about that? And PB, your choices are going to be the Valkyrie, the Witch, and the Archer Queen.
Seriously, can I take those choices instead, and he can have mine?
You know what? Why don't we flip-flop?
No, let's not. I'm going to answer very quickly. I'm killing the Archer Queen immediately. She will not survive a second in my presence.
Wow.
Archer Queen, while arguably the cutest of the three, I will shoot her directly between the eyes. So she's out of the question.
Unbelievable.
I'll probably marry the witch. She's reliable. She has a lot of helpers.
Is she really reliable?
I feel like she is. I feel like, she's going to bring a bunch of helpers around the house.
That's what you need.
And,
okay.
be able to clean up and do some stuff. So I like her for our spouse. And,
PB,
to mate
for
with,
slave labor.
I'm going with the Valkyrie.
Okay. All right. So witches marry, Archer Queens kill, and the mating, if you will, is the Valkyrie. I like it.
Is mating.
All right. Toots?
Okay, so bowler, kill the bowler.
Oh, the big blue guy.
I don't know anything to do with the bowler. He doesn't really have any kind of personality. He just kind of grunts.
He's kind of like a stoner, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
So the Hawk and the Giant, really keeping your options open here.
Yes, really keeping my options from the three great options that I started with. I would say mate with the Giant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because
right.
that's a one and done.
I get you.
Yeah,
That's like when you wake up in the morning, you're like, what did I do?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and then got to marry the Hog Rider because he's gonna keep laughing. So
yeah, nice. Okay,
I can't wait for the Giant Tutor babies.
I'll answer one of the two. Which one do you guys want me to answer?
Heather, you pick.
You gotta
give me a trio. Give me a trio. Why don't you do that? I don't care. You can mix genders. I don't mind.
Oh my gosh. All right, fine. We're gonna go. I'm gonna toss you a softball here. I'm gonna give you the healer.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the baby dragon.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to give you the golem.
Ooh. Okay. Well, we're gonna marry the healer. That's a no-brainer, right? And
is it?
I'm not gonna marry a baby dragon, and certainly not a golem.
Well, what are you gonna do to him then?
Well,
That's the question.
We're gonna have to kill. The baby dragon could be dangerous, so I'm gonna have to kill it. And me and the golem are shacking up in the fantasy suite, I guess, for a night.
Yes.
Photoshop that one.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be waiting for it. Okay, guys, well, this is going to do it for the segment. I hope the viewers enjoyed this, had a little fun, answered some serious questions, and answered some silly questions. Just wanted to thank you guys so much for doing this. I love you both so much. You're my favorite, two of my favorite people out there. I can't wait till we get to meet next time, hopefully sooner rather than later. Any parting words, guys?
I echo those sentiments. You guys are two of my faves as well, so hopefully we can all hang out in the near future.
Heather?
Definitely. I would love that. Yep, you guys are awesome. Thanks for keeping me entertained.
Same to you guys. I'll see you on Twitter.
Goodbye, viewers.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.